Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Let me share with you something that happened yesterday. As you know, I had my 47th birthday on January 29th, and many people wished me and all that. So one among the many people who wanted to wish me or wished me was my aunt. In the family of 4 sisters, my mother and her 3 sisters, she is the eldest. Her name is Hilda Salian. So this aunt of mine, she's Mangalorean. When she was young, she wanted to be a nun. She went to France to be a nun. But later on, her mother, my grandmother, convinced her to come back and said, I will, all emotional stuff. I'll die without you, come back, and this and that. So from France, you're talking of the 70s. So she came back. So she had a point of view or perspective about life because she had traveled, and she was very understanding. She was a very loving lady, very, very loving lady. I mean, among all the sisters of the family, she was the most mature, most well-balanced, a loving lady. Okay, no, it's not that she was not strict, very strict. Like I still remember my elder sister, she married first, and she had the first child in the family. That was my cousin. I remember when she was having soup and she puked the soup out. No, means watery soup. She made her eat that. She's like, no wasting food. So I still remember that. How could she do that? When I think about it. So, and if you feel that was torture, let me tell you, because of her upbringing, my cousin sister, elder one, she is the most successful member in our generation. All the kids that were born, she is the only one who is a topper, first rank or the highest marks. She's the only one who had the most stable career, who reached the C-level position, and she is the only person who has financially well off, means she has really saved money, taken care of herself from scratch, from zero. And on top of that, my cousin sister, elder one, she's the one who has helped almost everyone in the family settle down, or if they are in financial trouble or they need help. In every family you have one person who is like the savior. Anytime you are in trouble or you're in need, that person will come to your rescue. She is that person. Okay, so it's all because of the upbringing of my aunt. Her name is Hilda Salian. So I have this fondness, even though I'm not in touch with almost everyone in the family. I'm not in touch with anyone and everyone, but her I'm in touch with. Okay, wonderful lady. So now the thing is, why am I bringing all this? Is because she is, right now she is, I think, 77 years old, going to be 80. And I don't talk to her every day. I talk to her once a year. Because, you kind of get busy, and she always makes it a point to wish me on my birthday. So the last I spoke to her was 2 years ago. Okay. Now, why am I giving this? I'll tell you. Why am I giving all these details? So now imagine I'm talking to her on video. She's based in Dubai. Every like 2 years, once in 2 years. And it's so amazing that I literally have seen her like get old in front of my eyes. Like, you know, for example, if you were to see me every day, you can't make out whether I'm getting old or whether I have more white hair or less white hair or... But if you were to see my face once every 5 years, you could see drastic changes. Or once in 10 years, you'll see major changes. So for me, when I have been looking at her once every 2 years, it's unbelievable, man. It is like, you know, sometimes you see these Instagram or YouTube videos where a guy takes his photograph every day for 5 years and he lets his beard grow, and they show very fast. Like they'll show you in less than 3 minutes, like, or 2 minutes, 5 years pass by, and then you can literally see the beard grow slowly and all that. It's like a stop motion, you know, animation. So this time when I opened the video, I was shocked. I was really shocked. Why? Because her white hair had grown so much. Like, I don't know, in the last, 1 year or 2 years, she has aged so rapidly in terms of her white hair, in terms of the wrinkles on her face. Obviously, she has false teeth, but when I saw her on the video, I was shocked. I was like, whoa. Like, I literally went like that, like, what happened, like, you know? And, you know, thankfully she was sharp. Like, she was telling, she was pretty articulate. She could speak to me properly. You know, there are some old people or old relatives we have. When they become old, they become like, you know, like they lose their ability to talk or articulate their thoughts. She didn't have that problem. So she was able to speak. The doggy barking. So she was able to articulate her thoughts pretty easy. And then I even complimented her. I said, it's amazing how well you can articulate your thoughts. And to that she replied, oh, I'm doing a word game, you know, where you have to find the words. I'm doing all these games I'm playing with the, you know, she was showing me. And she's saying, I try to keep my mind fresh and all that. And she also does walking, you know. Before she used to do yoga, but after her eye operation, she cannot do yoga. So I spoke to her, and after I finished my conversation with her, I was talking to my cousin, you know, sister, the elder one. And she is moving towards, you know, her 50s. I'm also going to follow. She's 2-3 years elder to me. So as we were talking, I remarked to her that, yeah, it's unbelievable, like, how rapidly she has aged. And she was like, yeah, Loy. And I was like, we're all growing old, man. It's like, you're entering your 50s. I'm going to move to my 50s. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then we started talking about our other brothers and sisters in the family. Oh, he's moving towards his 30s. He's moving towards his 40s. This guy even has a child. You know, he has a new baby coming. So we were talking about everyone, you know. But the core realization was, man, shit, we are actually getting old. And see, even though, you know, we generally say, oh, we are getting old, and, you know, we laugh about it. Oh, I'm getting older. Like when people wish me happy birthday, I said, yeah, we're getting older. But just saying it, you know, kind of in a very light-hearted manner, but actually realizing it is two different things. And then forget realizing, but when you see somebody who has been a very dominant force in your life, and you're actually seeing them get old, you visually can see it. And that also, you're seeing it after a period of time. It just hits you like a ton of bricks, like, fuck man, I'm next. If the person I'm looking at is getting older, haven't I getting older? And then on top of that, whenever I talk to my cousin, she has 2 daughters who she has given the best upbringing. They are, champions in their own way. I have so much of regard and respect for these 2 kids of hers. And by kids, I mean they are in their 20s. And why do I say her upbringing has been amazing? Both of them don't have social media. They don't have Instagram. They don't have Facebook. No social media presence. They are not interested in social media presence. They look as beautiful as someone who can, be a Miss Universe or whatever. Like really beautiful. They can star in movies, but they're not interested in media. They're not interested in, beauty pageantry. They don't even have a boyfriend. You might be thinking, oh, maybe they are girlfriend, lesbian. No, they don't have. They're interested in boys, but they don't have a boyfriend. They don't want one. They are rank holders. They're toppers in their class. And they are so good in their studies that I think they had close to 20 plus colleges offered them full scholarship globally. Unbelievable. And they are not addicted to their smartphones, because my cousin sister follows a protocol where once they reach home, the smartphones are kept aside. When they eat dinner or when they eat food, there's no smartphone on the table. And after 9 o'clock, nobody takes their phone to bed and all that. It's all kept out. That kind of discipline, that kind of this thing. And it's not that she has theory. She follows what she says. And, sometimes I've asked her, like, have you raised your hand? She said, for what, Loy? I never found a reason to raise my hand on them. Never. So I was like, oh, okay. For an Indian family, we believe in raising the hand and all that. So she has never raised the hand. I said, did you shout at them? And there's no need to shout, Loy. You talk to them. You make them understand. You have a conversation. Yeah, have they sometimes not listened? Yeah, those general mood swings and this and that is there. But overall, I've never had a reason to shout at them. Forget, discipline them physically by beatings or anything. So that was also like, wow. I've spanked my baby on the bum for putting a finger near the electric circuitry. So that's the only time I did it. And the other time was, my baby is ADHD. She runs and climbs chairs and this thing. So on that time she was small. There was hot oil. You remember I told you, I took 3 fingers and I whacked my wife on the face because she was on the phone while my baby climbed the chair. The chair, like office chair that goes round. There's one in the kitchen. So the baby climbed on that, and there was hot oil which was used for cooking, for frying fish, deep fry, or chicken that day. And the baby climbed on top of that and was actually near the hot oil. And I saw this because I have security cams all around the house. I immediately rushed out and pulled the baby down, and that's what I gave my wife with 3 fingers. I hit her with a wooden spoon that we use for this thing. It kind of broke because the baby would have died due to 3rd-degree burns due to my wife's carelessness. And that was the only time. It was a genuine mistake, but careless. So yeah, so I'm not very proud of that, But at the same time, it was very necessary. Many people said, "Oh, you bastard, oh, you male chauvinistic," or some even said they were going to report to the police that I physically abused my wife. It's like, yeah, whatever, go fuck yourself. I mean, my daughter would have died of third-degree burns, man. And it's not a joke. It's not, oh, you're just being hyper. You know, the number of deaths where you leave your child just a few seconds and it runs across the road. I have my WhatsApp groups where they share kids being run over by cars and killed. It's not a rarity. It's very commonplace nowadays. And here in Thailand, children running across the road. In fact, when you see my videos, you'll see a small, young 6-year-old, 8-year-old riding motorbikes, scooters. In fact, one of you noticed this. When I was doing my video, there was a lady with this big, attachment to the scooter where people can sit, an extra wheel. She had this baby, I think it was 1 year or 2 years old. It was lying on that extra, I don't know what you call that. I was like, what the fuck? I said, that's a small baby. He's like a 1 year old, 2 year old. And then such a small baby below my knee, much more small, like really small, sitting at the edge of that contraption. I'm so scared. I hold my baby. I have a fastener when I take my baby on the bike. This is how people are here. And then when an accident takes place, I've seen literally in Thailand on a scooter holding the baby on one hand and holding the scooter on the other hand. I've seen this. I've even seen a lady with one child in the front, one child at the back, one holding on, because there's a gap in the scooter, and she's holding the scooter with one hand and chatting on the phone or video on the phone with the other hand. So anyway, I digress. So the point I'm trying to tell you through this video is it's a shocking realization to even know the fact that sound. I thought he fell down. It's a shocking realization to physically see the people in your life getting old. Because I'll tell you, one day they are going to die. And before you know it, it's kind of too late. The only reason I still entertain taking her calls, no, not my mother, not my other relatives, is because, what do you want? Come. Yes, doggy. When a dog comes running to you, you don't run away. What do you want, doggy? He's trying to act brave to protect his area. But when he sees me coming, he runs away. Okay. He's a nice dog. But don't try that with other dogs. So yeah. So I was telling my mother and other ones, I don't give a fuck. They don't deserve it. They have abused me way too much when they had power and they were in positions of power. They don't deserve a second chance. My mother wants to see my daughter. She wants to talk to her, and sorry, you lost that privilege. I don't care even if she's on her deathbed. Have that regret. I'm not one of those guys who on the deathbed, oh, here's my daughter. I've tried it. I tried it with my mother and stepfather, by the way. After I came here, I introduced my wife and my daughter. They are fucking shameless. She was like, oh, what you doing? Then she's asking, which is she Hindu? Is she Christian? Okay, I want to see her. Why the fuck you have to ask which religion? A small little girl. And I could make out the way my mother was talking to my wife. She was, oh, okay, what? Like looking at her as if. And then she's asking, oh, she knows English, she knows this, and like sarcastic. Go fuck yourself, yeah. Disgusting human being. My stepfather is another. He's looking like as if he's bankrupt guy, fucking unwanted turd of society. He's like not having the decency to talk with manners. So I didn't want my wife and my baby to be exposed to evil. But with her family, they are nice people. So no problem. But yeah, one rule is very important. No male member can touch my daughter. And especially people who drink alcohol, stay away. So yeah, anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. We're all getting old, man. We are getting old. Let that sink in. And before you know it, life just like this, passes by like this. Can you imagine that you were once in school? Can you think of it? You were once in college. Where did those years pass by? You are in a school bus. You're sitting on your desk. And when we Indians, when our teacher comes in, good morning, teacher. We will stand up. Good morning, sir. Good morning, teacher. What the fuck, yeah. In fact, one of my teachers, she sent me a message on Facebook. Happy birthday, Loy. Like, I still call them, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I don't call them by the name. Because I'm a small boy in front of them. Like, I will always remain. Even if I'm a grown-ass man, still my teachers, sir. I'll not call them by the name. I'll not call them Miss so-and-so, ma'am. You have to humble yourself. You have to remember who you were, So, our childhood is all gone, yeah. We are only getting older. I just always think I'll always be a small boy. And before I know it, became a college, became a young adult, became in my 20s, then came the 30s, the 40s is now almost over. I'm entering 50s. What the hell, yeah. Can you believe I'm 50? I know, some females say, oh, you're so hot. You don't look 50. Shut up. Who the fuck cares about how I look now? As you get older, you're not bothered about how you look. Some people tell me, hey man, what if your tattoos start? Your face will look. How will your face look, or how will you look when you get old? I tell them I'm already old. How will it look? And they say, hey, if you have tattoos now, you look so ugly when you're old. Then I tell them, why, you think you look handsome or beautiful when you are old? Your face will be saggy like mine only. Okay. I mean, when you're old, how will you look? How will you look when you're old? You think you're going to look like Brad Pitt or what? Fucking stupid. How will you look when you're old? You worry about how you look, no? Worried about how I will look. People online are worried about how will I look. Oh, what if your daughter becomes like you, sleeping around with guys? What if she becomes lesbian? Why does it concern you if my daughter becomes a porn star or play girl or sleeping around or becomes a lesbian? Or why are you so worried, yeah? Don't understand some people. And just so that I answer it, if my daughter becomes lesbian, good for her. She knows what she likes. She wouldn't have any problem in terms of having children, lesbians, unless she adopts. Or she can take some fertility injections or something, sperm donor. Maybe she can get some handsome, good-looking, tall, strong sperm. If she wants to be a lesbian, seriously, I'm not saying this as a joke. I'm okay with it. That's your life. It's a sexual preference. Why should I be bothered? Oh, don't you want children? All that. I don't think like an Indian, boss. I'm not this, oh, I want grandchildren. If they are, fine. If they are not, yes, I'm pretty sure when I'm old, I would like to see my own grandchildren, but you can't force a child if they don't want. She has a right to her life. So if she wants to be a lesbian, let her be a lesbian. If she wants, yeah. Okay, then you say, what if she's sleeping around? What I can do? See, until she's an adult, I can be strict with her. Until she stays in my house, under my roof, with my expenses, I can stick and all that. I can no having boyfriend, no this, no that. Nowadays, even when children are teenagers, you can't force them and say, fear, you can't go out with this and that. And yeah, I will have protocols in the house, like she can't sleep over at someone's house, can't have a boyfriend bunk school and go with the boy and do something. Because remember, in these third world countries, teenage pregnancy is a commonplace. 12-year-olds I've seen 12-year-olds with kids. Seriously, it's unbelievable. It is. I've even seen, just imagine I met a 20-year-old female and she has her mother age gap is 15 years. I was like, what the fuck is this? So teenage pregnancies are very commonplace. I met a 17-year-old boy here. 19-year-old boy who's father to a kid, and his girlfriend was 17. It seems he got her pregnant at 16. I met here in Thailand. So over there, obviously, you have to put rules in place. But remember, being forceful is not the answer. And always keep in mind the reason why these boys and girls, search for, love or relationships outside is because the bond between the parents was not good. The upbringing was not good. The values that were being taught, the communication that was being held, it was all very badly done. But if you have proper communication, like how I told you, my cousin sister, children grow up to be ideal citizens. They don't see the need of seeking love, affection, boyfriend, girlfriend, validation, because upbringing was proper. So in my cousin sister is living proof that if you raise children properly, they wouldn't need a boyfriend, girlfriend. I know, you must be saying, oh, so if I'm searching for boyfriend, girlfriend, my upbringing is flawed. Yes. Look at me. What all I've done with my life, my body, my this thing. Where was my upbringing? I never had any. That's the difference between good upbringing and bad upbringing. And I've not been ashamed about it to state it openly that my upbringing was absolutely messed up. Messed up is an understatement. In fact, it was abuse. So yeah, just thought I'll share this with you. My only message would be through this video is, if you have anybody who's old in your family, whether it's your mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, whomsoever, just remember that they're getting older than you faster, and whatever it is you have to experience, finish it off in terms of memories and moments or whatever you want to say to them. Because I think my aunt, I'm not too sure, I think she might have Alzheimer's, I'm not sure about it. Because she was telling me she's part of some Alzheimer's group. It's so tragic when you see like some mothers and fathers, they don't even remember who their daughter is or their sons are. I've seen some of these videos online. It's a very sad thing, you know. And I think the saddest thing is when you have to literally witness someone who's old in your family suffer and die. That is terrible. And I've even seen where people lose like 20 years savings, all goes in the hospital bills, and that's another crazy thing. I lately, before I conclude, I'll just tell you this. Lately, one of my other friends, they ended up spending 500,000 dirhams, AED. You can do the conversion. 500,000 just having their father in the ICU. 500,000. And finally, he became a vegetable and they had to make the choice to pull the plug. Terrible, no? All this. This is the reality of getting old, man. I've told my wife, if I ever reach that stage, please pull the plug. No need to waste the money. One life. If you have to live it healthy. Otherwise, better don't. Anyway, enough and more. Sad, depressing. But this is the reality, Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Alright? We're getting old. That's all I want you to know. We are all getting old. So, yeah. One life. Make it count. Alright? Take care. Good, bad, ugly. Comment down below. This is me signing off.